Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Now this is the front end of an M44. It's the Tier 6 American SPG and we're located on the east spawn of Airfield. Now this particular M44 is being commanded by me. Yes, it's another of my replays, but it's a rather good one. I think you'll find it amusing. And it took place on the 1st of April. Now it's not an April Fool's joke, but you will enjoy it, I think. It's not a command, but I think you'll probably like it because it's rather funny at the end. Anyway, battle's about to start. Okay. Now, as you all know, the M44 is probably the only tank or only vehicle in World of Tanks which is still in active service around the world. Or rather, it's in active service with the Turkish army. They still haven't got rid of them, which means it makes it the only vehicle that's actually shown in the game still fighting. All the other ones are in museums or have been private hands, but this one is actually in active service. Right, now I found a firing position, and just to my right is actually an SU-122, which you can probably see. But I'm looking at the South Passage because somebody nearly always turns up there trying to get that quick route around Temple Mount, which we're looking at the moment. And I'm also looking at the two entrances to Temple Mount because the tank normally does a quick spotting run up onto the mount to see if they can spot the enemy in the enemy area. But nobody's appeared yet, so I'm pinging the map because nobody from my team has actually moved forward into this area. But luckily a Dicamax appears to be doing so. So whilst that Dicamax is doing that, I'm having a quick look to see if I can hit that church on the back prints, and I can't. But I do see a Stug 3G right over the other side of the battlefield. Fire a quick round out there, and yes, I get a hit for 161 hit points. And I'm reloading. Now on my M44 I've got a reload time of 16.08 seconds. It's pretty fast. I'm using Coca-Cola. I've got brothers in arms on my crew and multi-skilled. Okay, now that Achilles just got tracked and he's pulling back. He used his repair kit, and I see now a Type 62 has appeared on Temple Mount, and there's a T-34-85, and he's trying to get around the corner at the Dicamax. And I fire a quick snatch shot in, and unfortunately it lands in front of the T-34 without doing any damage. The Dicamax is lining up to take a shot. Not a good idea. He should be sitting in ambush. He takes a hit for 185, but I'm lined up on the T-34 now, so I can't miss him. And I get a big hit for 218 hit points. He's stunned. He's pulling back. He doesn't want any part of this. He's trying to get into cover because he knows another Arty round is on the way, and the T-25's turned up, and we've got a Type 62, and I'm loaded. Round out, and that's a kill shot. 119 hit points, my first kill of the game. Type 62 turned up. Now he's a bit afraid because he just saw his teammate blown up in front of him, and he knows what's coming. So he's DD-mowing out there in reverse, trying to change position as he goes, and that round stunned him, so he knows what he's going to get if he goes around the corner, and he's out that area. Right, now over here we can see the Churchill 7 and the Black Prince. So I'm trying to line up a shot on them. They're trying to get at the IS. The Black Prince comes around the corner. I fire a quick round out, and I get a lovely hit on the Black Prince for 233. Stun both him and the Churchill 7. And suddenly we see the Burts, the FV304, Tier 6 British Arty. And I'm loaded. Now, round out. And RNG says no. And the shell goes right over the top of the Burt. But one of my own team then takes him out. So he's out the game. And then we've got this Churchill 7 to deal with. Now he's backing away. I'm not fully loaded. I am now. Round out. And I splash him to death for 44 hit points. That's my second kill of the game. Now, go back to the area where I last saw that Achilles, and I can see that something's been destroyed. So I know that a vehicle is up there, but I suspect more than one is up there. And we see an E25 just after I fired. Now, if I'd known that E25 was there, I would have adjusted aim and hit him. But unfortunately I didn't get a chance to. But suddenly I spot that there's a Panzer IV-H actually on the Temple Mount coming down the other side. The Stug's there. I fire a snatch shot, but it misses, unfortunately. So I'm dialing in to try and get an accurate shot, and we lose the Stug 3G. And that's rather unfortunate. But I think the Panzer IV-H has been distracted by the T-25-2 behind him. I fire another round in, and this time I splash him for 182, and the T-25-2 takes him out. Now, I saw an S-35, the Tier 4 French TD up on the heights surrounding their cap, but he disappeared. So I go for the T-67 instead, but I can't see him. The Achilles has just been wiped out, but I know that there's more enemy around there. And I take a shot where the E-25 was last seen, just in case he's still there. And that's when I spot the M4. Okay, the M4 is moving forward because he wants to try and get at this T-34-85 on our team, who's moved into the gap. And he's moving ahead. I'm trying to work out exactly where to shoot, fire around in. And no joy off that shot, I'm afraid. Okay, we've got that Type 62 coming in. I'm only half loaded. Now he's got a T-25-2 behind him. There's the M4. It looked like my shot did damage him with a splash. He's been tracked. Round out. And he becomes my third kill of the game for 182 hit points. Now I see the S-35CA has appeared and he's in that bush. Just took a shot there, but we've lost sight of him temporarily. I'm almost loaded. Round out. No, it misses by a mile. RNG is definitely saying no on that shot. That's unfortunate. Okay, can't see the CA. There is a Type 62 round the corner, down the bottom. I fire another quick round at the CA. Nope, not there anymore. Okay, right, well, my next target is obviously going to be that T-62, Type 62. And there he is. Okay, and he's been taken out. He was killed by the T-34-85. Did a quick snapshot in this direction. I'm looking for that S-35A. I'm firing another round in just to make absolutely certain he's not there. And I'm reloading. And then we see where the S-35 went. He's there and he's pulling back behind that rock, so I'm not going to get a shot at him. So instead I decide I'm going to go for that M41. Dial in, round out. No, RNG says no again. Now, unfortunately, you might think, well, RNG's been pretty hard on me today. Well, it may be hard at the moment, but a little later I think you'll find out it isn't. Okay, that M41's taken out by my teammate, the M41 on my side. And I fired a round in there at the S-35, and this time I got a splash hit. It was only 42 hit points, but it's made that S-35 pull back because he doesn't want another one. And another round goes in. That time was from the Su-122A. I fire another quick shot, just in case the S-35 is still there. Unfortunately, he fires around at the T-34A, T-34-85, and then quickly retreats out of there. Now, I think actually what killed the T-34 was actually a Wizzy 131G FT, but I got the S-35 that time with splash. Only 24 hit points, but that's all I need, and I could see the Wizzy 131 disappearing off to the north, but he disappeared out of sight because there was no one spotting him, and there was not a lot else I could do. Now, at this point in the game, I think I was getting suggestions to move forward. And I was thinking to myself, I need to get a spot because I think that they're going to come close. So I start moving forward because I'm going to do a bit of spotting for myself here. But what I need to do is find a defensible position where I can spot the enemy before they spot me, and then I can put a 155mm round into them before they even know that they're being seen. Or rather, they will know that they've been seen because their sixth sense will be leaping at them like mad, but it won't help them because they won't know where I'm spotting from. Okay, so I'm going to cover the South Passage. I can quickly re-aim to fire at Temple Mount if need be. And it's this point that the M41 is pinging the map saying don't. Well, it sounds a bit bad that he's saying don't go, but don't, they outspot you. Well, he thinks he knows all about it, but I know a bit more about Arty than he does, obviously. And I know I've got a good view range, 325 meters, and so long as I've got protection or hidden from sight, they can't do anything about me. The only problem I've got is if I come up close to them and they can outturn me. So I'm moving up, and at this point the T-67 is spotted. Now I I do a quick look to see can I fire at him, and unfortunately I can't because the rock's in the way, so I'm going to have to reposition myself. I can't stay where I am. I can't help that Panzer Selbstverletter PSA because that T-67 is in defilade. So I'm moving forward, changing position, trying to get close to the cap. I don't want to reveal myself as much any more than I can or have to. And the T-67 is now behind the depth toaster, and he takes him out. Now I find a position I can fire from. Okay, go straight into the aim, dial in on the T-67, but he goes out of sight. So I fire at the nearest point where I think he's going to be, and the round goes in, but unfortunately he gets away with it. Now, my problem is that he might be up there and he might still be there spotting. But I have to risk it. I have to risk it for a biscuit. I have to take a chance that he won't see me. So I'm dashing around this rock as quickly as I can, even in full sight of that mount, thinking that, well, probably he's headed north now. So I'm round the mount. I'm heading up to the south side of the cap area. And the T-67's been spotted. Okay, now I can hit him at this point, but he's very close to the SU-122, and he takes the SU-122 out, but he stops. And he stops there for a moment. Now I think he's trying to go unsighted. He doesn't realise he's been spotted. I fire a shot in and wipe him out. Okay, so now it's one tank destroyer versus two Arty. And the Arty at other ends of the map. Now, seeing as that 131 was headed north, I have to presume that either he's gone into the north area of the map or he's headed towards our cap. And I think he's headed towards the cap because I think he thinks two Arty easy to deal with. I'm getting people pinging the map where they think he is up north of the airfield, but I don't think he's there. So I'm moving up near to the cap, but I'm not going to go in the cap because that would tell him exactly where I am. I don't want him to know where I am at all. I want him to assume that he's hunting Arty. Well, actually, Arty is hunting him, and he's been seen. Okay, go to the view. Battle assistant on. Line him up for a shot and round out. It's a long distance shot, and it splashes him for 45 hit points and stuns him. Now the M41 knows he's coming up the mountains, lining him up for a shotgun, but worried that he's going to come up. He's coming up slowly because he's stunned. I'm lining him up for the next shot. Round out. It goes out and it stuns him, but it doesn't kill him, and the M41 falls down the hill, and unfortunately he's on his side. The Wizzy 131 is coming down for the kill. He kills the M41, but he turns around. I'm reloading and works out where he's going to go. And I annihilate him from the other end of the battlefield. Pick up a Top Gun and the high caliber. And that's the end of the game. And I think they were absolutely astonished that I could do a shot like that from the other end of the battlefield. But I thought it was reasonable guess that he was going to go to that direction and not going to go straight on. So I actually got it right. I guessed correctly, and I put a shot exactly where he was going to be going. And this time RNG said yes. So we got him. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this one. Well, unfortunately, it was only a second-class tanker. I didn't get any better than that, but there you go. That's what happens sometimes. This was a rather low-tier battle, so it wasn't exactly that I was going to pick up a high lot of XP. But anyway, we got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, we got 22 in that battle. We got 5 critical hits alone from that T-67 because we did an awful lot of damage to him. We took out his track, his turret, his radio operator, his gunner, his loader. But there again, we did hit him more than once, so I suspect that I got him on several occasions. Now, we also picked up a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, and of course a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills in the battle. That's more than 1/3 of the enemy team. So let's have a look at the team scores, see what actually happened. Oh, I should say actually, look at the start. We actually did a win rate of 5-2-3-9 on that battle. Now, team scores. I got the highest damage because I got the high caliber, 2,074 hit points of damage. I got the highest number of kills, 6. And I got the highest base XP, 948. Now, detailed report, I fired 27 rounds. I got 6 direct hits, 6 penetration, 11 splash. Damage of 2,074 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. I hit and damaged 9 of the enemy, but I killed 6 of them. I did stun assistance of 124 hit points off 11 stuns. On a premium count, I earned 37,055 credits. I got an extra 10,000 credits for the mission completion, which gave me 47055. And after ammunition resupply, and you know the 155mm ammunition is relatively cheap, so I actually took away a profit of 33,420 credits and 2 bonds, one for getting the Top Gun and the other for the high caliber. Now, I earned 1,422 XP, but it was ×2 for the first victory of the day, and I also picked up a mission completion reward of 711, and I had a personal reserves bonus running at the same time for 1422, bringing my total to 4,977 experience points altogether. So, at least we had the last laugh. That was how I titled it, and we did have the last laugh. That Wizzy131 really thought that he would be popping off to find the other Arty and to finish him off and pick up the battle. But what he didn't realise was I was right at the other end of the battlefield, next to his cap, and because he'd been spotted by the M41, we were able to take him out and win the game. So, if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in our next video.